Well, I think it's important to take the audience seriously and not assume that because we're not in an art center like Berlin or New York, that people are less able to understand the art. You know, I think the audience has to be held to the same standard as in the art centers, and it's up to the audience whether they want to rise to the challenge to look at and think about contemporary art that they haven't encountered yet. Of course, that's a big challenge for many people, I understand that, but it also has to do with showing respect to the local population and not treating them like they can't understand it, because I think they can understand it. Well, the idea behind the exhibition was born from the fact that I am a painter, but in the past I've worked in ways where I've made objects that look like paintings but aren't really painted. So they were made of materials and they were speaking about the language of painting and ideas, concepts of painting, but they weren't really actual paintings as you would normally consider a painting to be. And in the past few years I've been going back to more traditional painting, just oil on canvas. And for this exhibition I thought it would be suitable to try and combine my previous approach with my late grandfather's more traditional academic painting, and see how the two approaches can be in conversation together. So my grandfather, Karel Liška, was a painter who also taught in the Graphic University in Prague, and he and his family left in 1968 to West Germany after the Prague uprising, the Prague Spring, and so he continued his work in West Germany, close to Lake Constance, and traveled Europe and did some sketching to go back to his studio and complete these works. And he was a traditional painter with academic background, doing landscapes, mainly portraiture. And so this is maybe where I got my inspiration to even pursue an artistic career. And so I owe him, of course, the artistic legacy, but also his decision to, leave the country and find a place where his family could have a better life. And so I thought it would be nice to come back to Czech Republic now, which is becoming a greater, wonderful country to live. And there's great positive developments also within the arts, such as Luxfer Gallery. So I thought it would be a nice way to celebrate this past generation coming back with a new generation and sort of complete full circle. Yeah. Well, the idea originated with the drawing that I made for the outside poster. And so, of course, with the drawing being very small, it was blown up to a very large proportion. And when I came here in March to see the big banner on the outside of the building, I was already quite intrigued about the marks that were blown up to such large proportions, which I really just did with the wrist. And it reminded me, some sections of the poster reminded me of abstract works by, the modernists' tradition of abstract expressionism. And I thought that was quite curious. And so when you invited me to do an exhibition inside, I thought, well, what would be an appropriate way to sort of further explore this idea. And I then took the quite literal step of using excerpts from the big poster to see if they can work as abstract works, again, to pretend like they're paintings when they're really not paintings, but they're actually a drawing that was printed and then cut and stretched on a stretcher in order to create the illusion of painting or speak about ideas and concepts and conventions of painting.